Welcome to JoToFI. Thank you for joining us on the journey to financial independence. Today we were discussing building wealth and beginning that journey to financial independence and the similarities between building wealth and planting that seed, and that seed that later bears a fruit. Planting that first seed is like depositing that first dollar into a bank account or a retirement account. And if you consistently water that seed for your plant, just as adding more money to your bank account, in the end, you'll have a certain amount of money growth over time, just as you'll have fruits produced by that or from that initial seed. If we turn to financial independence, we all begin with the initial thought of waking up and having our FIRE number in the bank. That's the amount that you need to retire and not work anymore if you don't have to. We next turn to why we want to achieve this goal, right? And that could be a myriad of different reasons. We want to retire early to spend more time with family. We want to travel the world, or to be able to spend time doing what we believe is important. And that could be continuing the work that we're doing now, or dive into something that makes us feel alive. But we have to take that first step, right? So once we solidify the plan or the thought of becoming financially independent, it doesn't just happen, right? You need to set certain goals in mind, and then you need to map out a route to accomplishing that task of getting financial independence. And that takes time. It takes years of following certain principles and then achieving that goal. Like any great plan, the most difficult part is actually beginning that process, right? And you do not want to wait for the so-called right time to begin your journey to financial independence. It's best to begin now. The fact is, there's no better time than now. If you believe you do not have enough to save or enough to save, just find a way to save $5, $10, or $100 now, and do that consistently over time. Set up automatic, deposit into your savings account. Open a brokerage account. Just start now. And financial independence includes not only earning a certain amount of money or maximizing your earnings, but also to minimize your debts. So, begin the process of paying down your debts, right? Pay off that car, pay down on your mortgage, pay down on those credit cards, right? Because paying interest on those debts, it will inhibit your growth towards financial independence. Yeah, the reason we say to begin now, there's no time like now to begin on that journey to financial independence, is because like gardening, there are real world benefits to beginning in that journey. In gardening, you over a few months you get some fruits. If it's a fruit tree, a larger fruit tree, over a number of years, you begin to produce fruits annually. The journey to financial independence takes more time. But on that journey, there are a number of different benefits, right? The benefit of starting the journey to financial independence is the knowledge that you have an emergency fund, right? You can start contributing to that emergency fund, $10 here, $15 there, $100 there. And that fund and your wealth are growing, right? So over time, because you've dedicated to this path of achieving financial independence, you now know that your funds are growing. Having money in the bank lowers financial stress, right? So you're becoming more and more prepared for any financial shocks in your life. If you lose a job, if you have, a washing machine go down, if your refrigerator breaks, if your car breaks down, you begin to have enough money to cover those kind of unforeseen emergencies, right? It allows you to take advantage of opportunities, right? So as you build your emergency fund, now if you see something on sale that you need to have, it's something that you need, then you can go out and purchase it. If you need to pack up and move to a new location for a job, you could also do that because you can afford that move. If you need to invest time and money in yourself, as far as taking additional classes to improve your job prospects or your earning potential, you can now do that. You could take advantage of these opportunities. This all rolls into having more confidence, being able to stand up for yourself at your job, because you no longer have that fear that you're completely dependent on this job to pay the next rent. You now have money in the bank and your wealth is growing. The confidence to take active steps in life to better yourself and your financial position. You ever wonder why certain people could go to the boss and ask specifically for a raise? It's because they have money in the bank. They have no fear about being fired or being told no, right? If they're told no, they could look somewhere else for another job. They have something in their emergency fund that may hold them over for a period of time. They have that internal confidence to ask for what they want. And so in totality, these benefits will affect all aspects of life, including your personal relationships and your mental health. You could definitely see this playing out, where without financial stress, your relationships become better, right? Money is not that initial problem or that only problem that may cause, divorce later on, right? So we compare this, growth in your internal funds, your emergency funds, your bank account, your brokerage account, to growing, plans. Because again, you need that initial idea. You need to have a consistent plan over time. You need to water. You need to feed that plant. You need to feed your bank account. And in the end, with your time invested and your consistency of feeding your plant and feeding your bank account, you'll have an end where you have money for the fruits of your labor. Whether or not you want to retire early or want to retire later, these are just ways to maximize your financial position.